So I had to use plug in. All right, come onto your mat. Knees as wide as your mat. Allow your hands to be wherever they'd like. Hi, Laura. Good morning. I hope to get everybody nice and warm. Arms out, arms under your head, arms by your side, in between your thighs, under wherever, on a block or two. And just allow your back to lengthen and your breath to lengthen. Good morning. Good. So we're in child's pose with a wide leg, hips back. Oh, E.T., is it too cold to play golf? Okay. Lucky for us. All right. So we're all in child's pose. Take your arms out in front of you now. Spread your fingers. Push the heel of the hand down to push the hips back. Relax your neck and shoulders. Bend the elbows. Bring your hands to prayer and bring the prayer to the nape of the neck. And just feel the length underneath the arms. From elbow to underneath the arms. Stay with yourself as you are, but interlace your fingers so they come back to the back of your head again. And if everybody, make sure you're muted on the camera. So wrapping your hands around the neck, palms together. Take an inhaling breath to sit up and rise up onto your heels, or take a block underneath your thighs and open up your arms and open up your chest, your shoulders. Inhale, lean to the right side. Exhale. Inhale to center, lean to the left side. Exhale, come back to center. Bring your elbows together by your ears, drop your chin in, and pull your belly back into your spine. Inhale, extend your spine, extend your arms open. Exhale, lean to the right side. Inhale through center, exhale up and over the left side. Good morning. Inhale back to center. Exhale, elbows point in, pull the belly in and round and curl your spine. So we're sitting up either on our heels or on a block, and we're just doing some side bending. Who's there? Maria. Hi, good morning, Maria. And let's take it one more time to the right side. Inhale, Maxine, the ceiling looks lovely, just saying. And E.T. too. Other side. We'll get it. We'll get it one of these days. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, round and curl. Inhale, lift up one more time. Now release your arms right behind you, left outside the right thigh. Inhale and exhale. Relax the shoulders down. Bring the right arm up and lean over to the left side. Cross the arms in front of you, lift your chest. Exhale, release the left arm behind you, twist. Inhale, bring the left arm up and lean to the side. Exhale, bring it in front. Inhale, lift your chest, open up your arms and take the arms behind your back. Interlace your fingers, knuckles down, and rise up onto your shins. If you need padding, put padding underneath. Lift your chest up, squeeze your elbows together. Good. Go as deep as it feels okay for you. Right? Just don't lean into your lower back. Lift out of your lower back. Exhale. Bring the arms all the way up. Inhale here. Exhale to a tabletop position. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Tuck your toes, dip your belly. Hover your knees off the floor. Come to a neutral spine first. And then keep the knees bent as you bring it back to a bent knee downward facing dog. Hips up in the air. Inhale, come to a high plank, hovering your knees off the floor. Exhale, lower your knees, sit on your heels, and actually lift up onto your shins. Inhale, bring the arms up. Reach the palms together, interlace the fingers all the way up. Find a nice long stretch. Exhale, release your hands under the shoulders. Inhale, hover your knees from the floor. Exhale, downward facing dog with a bent knee. Somewhere between a bent knee and a turbo dog, depending on what you want today. Inhale, back to a hovering table. Exhale, knees down, rise up onto your knees, arms up, interlace your fingers, the other fingertip over, lift out of your waistline. Exhale, release your hands, hover your knees from the floor. Inhale, and then exhale, find a downward facing dog. Stay in your down dog and walk your legs side to side. Walk one heel, then the other. And then find a soft knee, but downward facing dog, biceps by the ears. Let go of any tension in your neck, so shake your head yes and no. Inhale and exhale. So always modify. If you need this to be on your knees, if you need anything more intense or less, always modify if you're not sure. I'll usually show modifications or offer them, or just holler out. Inhale all the way down to your knees. Send your right foot in between your two hands and keep your hands on the inside of the leg. So two hands on the inside. You can always have blocks available. If you only have one, you can turn it the long way and place your hands on top of it. All right? I like to use the blocks personally, but you know, everybody's different. So check out your right knee over the ankle, your left knee is behind your hip. Inhale, shoulders back, broaden the collarbones. Big toe presses down on the right foot. Good. Inhale, let's stretch the front leg straight. Move your blocks back if you'd like. Take them to a higher height. Don't worry if the right leg gets straight or not. Inhale, pull the right hip back, exhale. Rebend your front knee. Take your right hand on top of your right thigh, lengthen your spine and rotate, look over your right shoulder, or just towards the right. Back foot is pressed down. If you want a little bit more, you can lift the shin off the floor, keeping the top of your pedicure on the floor. So that's just going to be a little bit deeper and a little bit, less comfortable for some. If your knee is up, you can lower it. Good. Take your right arm behind you and just reach back like you're getting something from somebody behind you. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Palm up. Reach up and out. One more breath. Exhale, hands on the floor. Tuck your left toes underneath you. Lift the knee up off the floor. And step into downward facing dog. Hips in the air. Bend your knees a little. And just walk it side to side. Let your head hang down. Breathe in and out. Good. Now bring your knees back to the floor. Send your left leg to the outside of the left arm. So both hands on the inside. Your left knee is over your ankle and your right knee is behind you. Draw your collarbones down. Just surrender into it. Keep your toes facing forward. Keep both sides of the foot firmly planted onto the floor. Inhale. Exhale, straighten your front leg as much as you can or want to. Working on squaring the hips rather than worrying how straight the front leg gets. Blocks will help a lot if you need them. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, rebend your front knee. Take your left hand on top of the thigh. Turn to look over your left shoulder. So the left hand on the thigh kind of acts as a little pressure to press the thigh down and then forward towards the knee, right? The skin towards the knee. And then take your left arm back behind you, palm up, opening up the shoulder, chest, hug your left hip into the center. If you want a little bit more, you can lift the right knee off the floor. Don't tuck the toes, staying on your pedicure, on your toenails. Exhale if the knee is up, bring it down, hands on the floor, knee on the floor. Turn the toes underneath you, tuck them under, lift the knee up, and step into a downward facing dog. Keeping the knees soft as much or as little as you'd like. Walk your hands back to your feet. Come to the back of your mat. Bend your knees and grab opposite elbows. Or you can place your arms on your thighs or put your hands on the floor. I'm going to have my arms on my thighs for a bit. So folding over, shifting the weight, hips over heels. Switch the cross of your arms if you're holding the arms. And then release your hands to the tops of your thighs. Look forward, lengthen your spine. And then bring yourself up to standing. Stretch the arms overhead. Once again, interlace your fingers, turn the palms inside out and upside down, ribs towards hips. Knees lift, tailbone tucks underneath you. Exhale, lean up and over to the right side. Getting a little bit more space now. Inhale back to your center, switch the cross of your fingers. Exhale up and over to the left side. Inhale, open up the arms, lift your chest. Stretch your arms out. And then turn your palms up, turn your torso to the right, reach a little back, and perhaps take the right arm down the back of the right thigh, and lift up and over. Similar to what we did on the floor. Good. Inhale, rise up, turn your torso forward, palms are still up, turn to your left side, lift and lengthen. And then reach back a little bit. Left arm can come down to the outside or the back of the left thigh. Push your hips forward. Inhale, rise up, palms up. Exhale, face forward. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, bend your knees and place your hands on the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk your hands out to the front of your mat. And then come into a plank position, top of a push-up. Legs can be wide, knees can be down. Crown of the head to the tailbone. Shift your shoulders over your elbow or your wrist. Bend your elbows, bring the knees to the earth, and send yourself all the way down. Inhale, lift your chest. I know I'm cut off on one of my cameras. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, come a little bit higher. Cobra, hips are still down. Exhale, lower down. Walk your hands back again. Come a little bit higher, resting on your pedicure once again. So like we might have done in that first lunge series. And exhale, downward facing dog. Hips up, knees bent, a lot, a little. Bring your feet together, the back of the mat. Inhale, bring your right leg in the air, bend your left knee, square your hips. So the more you bend your left knee, the higher the right hip might lift up. Doesn't matter, again, doesn't matter how high, how low. Bring the knee to the chest, round and curl, come into a plank with your right knee in. Inhale, send your right leg back up in the air. Exhale, right knee to chest, round and curl, send it forward. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, round and curl. Look forward, now step forward between your two hands. Hands on the floor of the blocks. Inhale, lower your left hip so your hips are level. Breathe, broaden your collarbones and smile. Good, rock and roll a little bit on your left toes, just shifting forward and back. And then hold the lunge. Good. Bring both hands on the inside of your right foot. Walk your right foot a little bit more to the right side. So hands on the floor or on the blocks. Inhale, straighten your front leg and fold. Draw the right hip back and the left hip forward. Lengthen your spine, inhale. And exhale. Good. Good. Now, turn your back foot on its side. Keep your right leg straight, but if you have a block, bring it to the outside of the right calf. Inhale, bring your left hand to your hip. It might be a little funky in your width for your pose. Take your left arm up overhead. It's a triangle pose, even though our feet are a little bit wider, perhaps for some of us. Breathe. Inhale, lift your knees up so you're protecting. The hamstrings are nice and long for most of us. The block is going to help us with that. Take another breath here. Inhale. If you have a block, feel free just to bring it into your hands. And then square your hips to the left side as you turn your right toes to the left side of your mat. Block can go right in between your two hands. Take a breath. And then fold yourself in the center. So just adjust yourself. Move your hips from side to side. And if your hands are on the floor of the blocks, try to keep a long spine here. So tailbone to head, head to tailbone long. Broadening the collarbones. Lift the knees up. So shift the weight a little bit forward. So either, just don't bring your weight back behind your heels, right? So shift a little forward, even soft bend in the knee. Left hand stays, right hand moves to the hip as you turn the torso. And then stretch the arm behind you, palm faces up. And as you do that, notice that the right hip kind of wants to go along for the ride. So work at keeping the hips squared, you might not get as far. Inhale, stretch the right arm up in the air. Exhale, release your right hand down. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Take your left arm, bring it back behind you. Hug the left hip in the best you can. Left arm, palm up. And then stretch the arm up overhead. Exhale, hands to the block. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Stand up, take the block with you. Turn your right toes back to the front of the mat. Open your arms to a T. Hinge forward with your torso. Move back with your hips. And again, place the right hand outside the right thigh. So you might have changed the shape of your back foot. Lifting up, now take the left arm over your head, palm down. Reach out of your waistline. Spin your heart open. Pull your knees up. Inhale. Exhale. Release your hands, turn your back foot on its side, bend your front knee, hands on the floor or the blocks, low lunge. Inhale. Exhale. Hands to the floor. Step into a downward facing dog. Lift your hips in the air. Inhale, bring your left leg high in the sky. Come high up on your right toes. Bend your right knee. Exhale, knee to chest, round and curl, come forward, kick your heel to your buttocks. Inhale, float your left leg up. Exhale, knee to chest, round and curl, kick your heel to your buttocks, find your hamstrings. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, knee to chest, round and curl, step your left foot through, low lunge, and then bring your hands and or your blocks on the inside of your left leg. Back leg is firm, collarbones broaden. Breathe, left thigh parallel to the floor. Rock and roll on the back foot. Just give a little stretch to the calves. And then hold your low lunge. Inhale. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Best you can, doesn't matter how much it straightens. Turn your back foot on its side. Take your block behind your left calf on the highest height. Inhale, bring your right hand to your hip, turn your torso to the right. Exhale, stretch your right arm up, lift out of your waistline. You can shorten your stance because sometimes, some of us need or like to have a shorter stance in a triangle pose. And even though it might be a little funky in your triangle right now, keep thinking about lifting the bottom side of your body up. One more breath. Look down, hold on to your block with your left hand. Inhale, rise up. Turn your left toes to the right, take your block with you. Hinge forward, hands on the block. Lengthen your spine. Toes can turn slightly in, soft bend in the knee if needed. Right hand moves out to the right side, all the way up this time. Exhale, take the right arm underneath the left arm. Send your left arm forward more, so you can maybe look under your left arm. So shift your weight so your hips are over your heels, not behind you. One more breath. Good. Inhale, come back to center, lengthen your spine. You can keep the arms out. Exhale, take the left arm up. And then stretch it underneath the right arm, holding onto the outside of the right foot, shin, ankle, and then send your weight a little bit more towards your toes, right, rather than back towards your heels. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, walk your hands back under your shoulders. Inhale, rise up, take the block in your left hand, open up your arms to a T. Turn your left toes to the front of the mat. Bump your hip to the right, reach your torso to the left. Left hand comes on the outside, bring the block behind the calf. Right arm comes up again, triangle pose. Oh, it feels really good to stretch this morning on this pose. Take your right arm, over your head, and then begin to spin your torso open. Breathe in, breathe out. One more breath, everybody. Exhale the breath, turn yourself forward, bend your left knee, low lunge, inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor, three-legged dog, left leg up. Left foot on the floor, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift to a high plank. Choose to be on your knees, take a push-up, take an upward dog, take another push-up, whatever you want, and meet in downward facing dog. Feet together, back of the mat. Inhale, float your right leg high in the sky. Exhale, step your right foot between your hands. Turn your left foot on its side. Have your block behind the right foot or the right calf. Inhale, begin to straighten the front leg and reach the left arm up in the air. Triangle pose. Keep the block down. Inhale, lift up, release, and reverse the triangle. Exhale, bend your front knee. Warrior two, reach your arms in two directions. Hug your hips towards the center, so bring your heels as if they're pulling to the center, while your upper thighs rotate outward. Pinky toe presses to the floor on both sides. Inhale and exhale. Flip your palms open, inhale. Sink a little bit lower, exhale. Left arm down, right arm up. Reverse your warrior. Right knee bends. It is staying bent for this series. So take a few breaths here, inhale. Exhale, reach forward with your torso. Right arm comes to the outside of the right leg. Left arm is up. Hug your knee and tricep towards each other, or bicep towards each other. And take your left arm over your head, palm down. Spin the thumb open, and then rotate the torso open. So as if you were leaning, nice guys, onto your thigh or onto a wall behind you. Inhale, feel the stretch from your left fingertips all the way through your left pinky toe. Keeping the knee bent, inhale, reverse once again. Exhale, come back to the front, hands on the floor inside the right leg. Turn your right toes open, and just breathe here for a moment. Good, so you can drop the back knee to the floor, or you can stay in this lifted position. Press through the arms, nice and strong, firm, pull the belly in, look forward. Step your right leg to meet your left leg at the back of the mat. Inhale, lift your hips in the air, downward facing dog. Separate your feet a little bit more. Take your right hand to your left outer foot, thigh, or shin and twist again. Hug your hips towards the midline. Inhale, release your hands. If you step forward, move your feet back. Inhale, float your left leg high in the sky. Exhale, step your left foot through. Good, take your block on the outside of your left calf. Turn your back foot on its side. And as you begin to straighten the leg, begin to lift your torso and open up into your triangle pose. Right arm straight up over your shoulders. Legs are firm. Breathe in, breathe out. So always think about, it's almost obvious what's happening on the top side of our body here, but think about what's going on the bottom side of your body. Hug your hips in, lift your torso up, breathe in. Look down at your left leg, keep your block where it is. Inhale, lift up and reverse your triangle. So right arm down, left arm up, stretch open. And again, thinking about the bottom side, which is now our right side, lifting up and out, not dumping into it. Inhale, come back up, bend your front knee, reach your arms in 2 directions, warrior 2. Gaze down your left hand, or anywhere that it makes you feel comfortable. Right? If that's too much for your neck, look straight ahead. Good, breathe, reach in 2 directions. Settle in a bit, so hug your knee towards the pinky side of your foot. Breathe in, breathe out. Flip your palms open. Keep your leg as it is and bring your right arm down, left arm up. Reverse warrior, bump your right hip towards your left knee. Good, so just find length. Inhale. Exhale, arm on the outside of your left thigh. Right arm in the air, hug your knee towards your bicep, left side. Right arm is up, lengthening. And then spin the arm over your head, palm down, thumb up, and then rotate your torso open as well. Keep working into the bend on the left knee. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, look down. Exhale, inhale, come back and reverse it. Exhale, bring your hands on the inside of your left leg. Turn your body forward. Turn your left toes to the left side. And just hug the knee and the shoulder together. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Inhale, send it back to a 3-legged dog, left leg in the air. Exhale, all the way down, downward dog, and walk a little forward if you'd like. Send your left hand to your right outer hip, thigh, foot, ankle. Look under your right arm. Good. Inhale, release, downward facing dog. Stay or flow through a vinyasa sequence. You choose. Push-ups, no push-ups. Upward dog. I'm skipping the upward dogs a little bit. I'm taking a few here and there, but not as many as I would normally do or like. Bring your feet closer together. Inhale, sweep your right leg back up in the air. Exhale, step it between your hands. Turn your left foot on its side. Right block behind the right calf. Inhale, open up into your triangle pose. Exhale, look down. Inhale, reverse the arms and the leg is still straight. Now, inhale, bend. Warrior 2. Exhale, reverse the warrior, leg stays bent. Inhale, right hand down on the outside of the leg, left arm over your head. Spin your heart open. Inhale, reverse, come back, listen carefully, we're not going to the same place. Exhale, right hand on the inside, use a block, your thigh, or lift the left arm up and stay where you are. Left arm behind the back for some. Some will even take a full bind, as long as you don't compromise the left shoulder staying open. Right thigh parallel to the floor. Breathe in, breathe out. I know that right thigh is having huge conversations with many of us. Press firmly through your feet. Inhale, if you are bound, release the bind. Right arm down, left arm up, inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor, spin it around. Turn your right toes out as both hands come to the inside of the right leg. Lower the left knee to the floor. Good. Take your right arm up and back, turn your palm open. Bend your left knee and grab a hold of the foot, if you can, with your hand. Breathe in, breathe out. You know, you never have to do any or all of the things that I'm giving you an option for. If you're holding to the foot, let it go. Release your hand back to the floor. Tuck your left toes under. Right leg, in the air. Downward facing dog. Feet together. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, send it through. Turn your right foot on its side, have your blocks, start to lift your leg and lift your torso, straighten your leg and lift your torso at the same time, triangle pose. Inhale, rise up, reverse the warrior or the triangle. Exhale, bend your front knee, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, left hand outside, left thigh on the block. Right arm up and over, palm down, spin your heart open. Good. Inhale, reverse this. Keep the knee bent. Exhale, left hand on the inside of the left thigh on the floor block or your thigh resting on your thigh. Right arm up. Stay here or take your right arm, bind it behind you. Some of you will take both arms into a full bind. Open up your shoulders, chest. Right shoulder stays open. So if the bind is not happening without the right shoulder coming down, just release the bottom arm. Breathe in. Good. Sit a little bit deeper. Good. If you are bound, gently release it. Right arm up, left arm down. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, bring your hands to the inside of your left foot. Spin your right foot forward, turn your left toes out, and softly lower your right knee towards the floor. Release your back toes. Just send your hips forward. Gently bend your right knee. Take your left arm up and back, turn the palm up, and see if you want to catch your foot with the hand. If it's not happening, no big deal, right? Reach out. Inhale, if you're bound, release the bind. Hands down, lift your back toes up, knee up. Downward dog, three-legged dog. Let's take it. Exhale, downward facing dog. Adjust your arms, adjust your legs. Inhale to high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward dog or cobra or push up. Downward facing dog. Inhale, bring your feet together, back of the mat. Exhale, float your right leg high. Inhale, send your foot all the way to the front of the mat. Have blocks nearby, move them in front of your foot. Step your back foot in a little bit closer and straighten your front leg. So having the arms or the blocks out in front. Level off your hips, lengthen your torso. Big toe presses into the earth, breathe. Lift from the middle, right? So you don't want to collapse your belly onto your thighs. Inhale and exhale. Good, so I'm going to stay elevated. If you're not elevated, come up a little bit higher. Bring your right hand to your hip. Keep your left arm out in front of you and towards the inside of your foot. And then begin to rotate your torso to the right side. So it's just going to be a longer version of the pose that we take a lot, and it gives you more space here. And when you're comfortable finding that space on your own, then maybe you'll bring the arm in closer. Right arm comes up over your head, palm faces away from you on this, hips hug to the center. Lift and lengthen out of all sides of your body. Exhale, fold over your right leg. Inhale, walk your hands forward. Start to shift your weight into your right leg. Level off your hips in a supported warrior three pose. Chest is open, hips are squared. Point your toe, reach out, 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 out. Exhale, bring the knee to the chest, round and curl. Inhale, extend your legs, bend your front knee. You might need to walk the blocks in as you lower the left leg back into a lunge. Lower your knee again to the floor. Release your back foot. Inhale, stretch your arms overhead. Dropping your hips down. Exhale, open both arms. Bring them behind you, palms up. Arch your back. Some of you will bend your back leg and catch it with one or both hands. And some of you will just stay in the lunge. If you had to come up on your knee to do that, drop the hips forward again. Lift the heart, breathe, inhale, and exhale. Good, if you're holding on, don't worry if you're not holding on, it doesn't matter. It's opening up the chest is where we're at, and the hip. If you're holding though, release it. Exhale, hands to the floor blocks. Inhale, bring your back toes underneath you. Exhale, send your right leg high in the sky. This one, open the hip, just let it open. Play with it, flex point, roll through the ankle, hip, knee. And then send it back to the floor, downward dog. Feet together, back in the mat. Inhale, float your left leg high. Exhale, send your left foot between your two hands. Good, so I'm going to walk my blocks out. I'm even on my highest height. Step the back foot in a little bit closer. And straighten the front leg. Inhale, lengthen your spine. So you feel the width of your hips, the width of your legs, the length between the two legs. And level up your hips if you can see yourself in the camera, or just try to feel that levelness. Inhale. And exhale. So as we keep the length in the spine, bring your left hand to your hip. Keep the length and rotate to the left side, stack your shoulders, and the left arm floats up. Reach open. So sometimes when we get into this pose, we're so compressed here, we can't get that rotation in the spine. So I like to, lengthen it before. Anytime we twist or bend, we lengthen first anyway. So now we're just giving ourselves a little home team advantage. Breathe in, breathe out. One more. Look down, exhale, hands to the floor. Soften your front knee, walk the arms out in front of your legs, and then shift your weight into your left leg, hips are squared. Supported warrior three, point your right toes all the way back. Breathe in, breathe out, softening your front knee, and we'll go down slowly as you bend your left knee, maybe walk the hands back, lower the back leg, inhale, good. Exhale, lower the right knee to the floor, hinge forward, just get a little relief into the right hip, or release. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, open both arms back, open up your heart. So this is enough. Some of you may choose to tuck the back toes under and lift the heel up. If you get a huge hamstring cramp, which is very likely, you just let go and come back to it. All right, so if you're holding onto the foot and you came up on your knee to get it, hinge back down. Flex the foot, pull it away from you, open up your heart. It's like a dancer's pose on our knee, or standing up if you need it. I know, it's not a happy place for everybody. If you're holding on, gently let go. Release your hands to the floor blocks, tuck your back toes underneath you, and send it back to a three-legged. And then downward facing dog. Inhale, hinge forward, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward dog, push up, cobra, whatever it is. Downward dog. Inhale, shift forward to a high plank. Exhale, lower yourself all the way down to the floor. All the way down. Stretch your arms in front of you. Legs behind you. Keep your arms out in front of you. Bring your forehead to the floor. Pull your belly button to your spine. Lift your pelvic floor up. And then just lift your legs off the floor as they point towards the edges of the mat. I'm looking at you. My head is up, but you keep your head down. Exhale, lower down. Keep your hands on the floor. Push your pubic bone to the floor. Keep your legs on the floor. Inhale, lift your chest up. Pull your shoulders back. So think of it like a sphinx with your arms straight, or a Superman with your legs on the floor. Exhale, down. Inhale, push through your pubic bone, lift your legs only up off the floor. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, lift your chest. And lower down. Now if you can, we're going to take both sides of the body at the same time. Inhale, lift up and fly. Reach your arms and legs away from the center. Turn your thumbs to the ceiling now. And begin to swim. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Kick your arms and legs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push back to a child's pose. Release your arms by your side. Inhale, stretch your arms forward. Exhale, lift to your knees, walk your hands forward. Once again, lay on your belly. Take your arms underneath your forehead like a pillow. Bend your right knee. Now, lift up onto your forearms and lift your chest up. Take your right hand to your right foot. Lift your chest up. Now, some of you will be able to do this and some of you, it absolutely is not going to happen. Turn your fingers towards so your palm is coming down and you're just rotating. It's a really funky place for some of us. It's called Ardha Vikasana. So just pull the heel towards you, or you're going to keep your foot and hold it around the side. Release it. You know, do what you have to do to accommodate it. Take your head down, turn your toes in, shimmy your hips side to side. Inhale, lift your chest. Bend your left leg. Take your left arm, reach for the foot. Any position, or some of you will try that with your fingers pointing down, heel of the hand to the heel of the foot. Again, it's not for everybody. Exhale, relieve it. Relieve it and release it. Turn your toes in, shimmy your hips. Inhale, bring your legs a little closer together. Bend both knees, flex your feet. Choose to stay just like this. Or take both arms now back. Once again, grab a hold of the feet anyway. So if you like to hold on to the front, you probably won't get as high of a kick and a lift. That's up to you. Kick up. Any variations? Stay here for a count of 5, 4, 3. Kick a little higher, 2. 1, release gently, pull back to child's pose with your arms by your side, palms facing up. Inhale, stretch your arms in front of you, lift your hips up, come into your hands and knees, tabletop position, and take some dancing lion circles. Just move your body in a circular motion. Big or small. Right now, we're kind of open. We've been working for a while. So we can make bigger circles if it's in your, wheelhouse today. And then reverse it. Make your way back to center. Drop your hips and come back and forth a couple times here. And then we'll all meet back in that child's pose. Walk your hands back, sit up on your heels, and just bring your legs off to either side. Come around, swing your legs forward. And let's just open up the legs a little bit now. So take the soles of the feet together. Let's keep this in a wide position. So a big 10-carat diamond. Take your hands underneath your calves and then fold yourself forward. Here's another option. Take 1, maybe 2 blocks. Here's an option for 2 blocks. It's like building Legos. And then let your head rest on your blocks. So depending on how much effort you want to put into, your head being supported or not, stay with this. Couple rounds of breath here. Slowly begin to lift yourself up. If you had a block or two, move them off to the side. Keep your right leg where it is. Bend your left leg behind you. Doesn't have to be a close position at all. Take your right hand to the floor, the block outside of you, stretch over. And then turn your torso to the right, hands on the floor, both of them, and stretch them out, pulling your left hip back towards the left side. Inhale, return to the open position. Exhale, come up. Just lean over to the left side. Come back to the center. So move your right shin now parallel to the front edge of the mat. It may or may not stay there, you'll see. Take your left leg behind you. Tuck the toes underneath you. And lift the back knee up. And then fold forward for your pigeon. So automatically my heel came back down towards my groin. Some of you might choose to do this on your back. So just crossing the right ankle over the left knee, or above the left knee. Hips are squared and breathe. Let go. Go down as low as you want or as high as you need. Taking a few rounds of breath here. Inhale, lift your chest, walk your hands back. If you're on a block supported, move it up to the side. And then bring your left leg all the way in front of you. Options, sitting cross-legged, sitting in half lotus, or double pigeon. You can have your shins parallel to the front edge of the mat. What feels right for your hips? Or block elevating your hips. Either way, I'm just going into Sukhasana. Walk your hands forward. Keep your chest lifted. Keep the crown of the head and the tailbone in the same line. Whose doggy was that? Oh, Lauren. Okay. I see. I couldn't see. All I saw was a dog butt. Nothing wrong with that. 2 more breaths. Inhale, walk it back in. Good. Lean back, shake it out a little bit. Now come back to your diamond position, wide-legged, remember our 10-carat diamond. And then send your right leg behind you. Open up the angle of the knee. It doesn't have to be close. And you don't even have to be perfectly level here. Left hand to the left side on a block or floor. Lift the right arm up and over. Exhale, turn your torso towards the floor. Walk your arms out, move your hips back. Just keep your torso, from collapsing onto your left thigh. Whether it's perfectly level or not, it's okay. As long as there's no pain or discomfort associated with it. Inhale, open up the right arm again, open up your chest, shoulders. Exhale, bring yourself back up, lean over. Inhale, come back. Now start to bring your left shin parallel to the floor, send your right leg behind you. It probably won't stay there for many of us, myself for sure. And then either take, I didn't tell you this, but I know most of you know this now. A block under your left sitting bones will help to level off your hips. And then just walk yourself down. Today, nice and easy, just walking into it. Few rounds of breath. Just focusing on, of course, the breath, but focusing on the levelness of the hips. Right? So sometimes we just have to shimmy ourselves around a little bit more. 2 more breaths. Inhale, lift yourself up. If you're on a block, you can remove it for now. Have it nearby. Send your right leg back around for your choice of hip opener here. So either sitting cross-legged, half lotus, I can't even pretend, double pigeon, and sit on a block, and then fold forward for 5 breaths. If you have completed your 5 breaths, bring yourselves back up. Once again, lean back, shake out your legs. Good. Bring your feet to the floor. You can hold on to your legs, lift your chest up, or you can let go and start to articulate your spine down. Belly in, ribs in. Lowest part of your spine first. Make sure you get the waistline before you get to your shoulders. And then bring the knees all the way up to your chest. Open your arms to a T. Shift your hips right. And let your knees fall over to the left side, spinal twist. Inhale, draw through the center. Exhale, left hips to the left. Knees fall to the right, twist. Inhale back to your center. Exhale, hold on to your calf, shins, toes, feet. Lift your head and shoulders up. Round and curl. Pull it really, really, really tight together. Exhale, lower your head. Stretch your legs in front of you. Stretch your arms over your head. Hook your thumbs together. Reach as long in 2 directions as you can. Now you're home, I won't hear you, but you can take a lion's breath here. So take a big breath in, fill up as high as you can, as big as you can, and when you exhale, open your mouth and go, ah, let it all go as you take the palms down by your side, palms open, the arms by your side. Hips open, and let everything go. If there's anything else you'd like to take, or if there's anything that will make your Shavasana more supportive, blocks, bolsters, towels, cover yourself because it's chilly today. I think it's beyond chilly, I think it's just cold. It's windy and it's cold. So find something that will, support you in your final Shavasana pose. And I leave you with thoughts of warmth, of peace, of health. Stay home, stay fit, stay healthy. Get vaxxed.